it's a lot more pressure. It puts a lot of difficulties on us because everybody thinks we're gonna suck. We're nothing without Aeneas, but it's up to us to prove them wrong and do good this year.
Ready, after you go.
43 total wins in 52 games the last 4 years stands as testament to Jeff Geschwinder's acumen as a play caller. Granted, much of that success came with his Pirates in possession of the best offensive magic bullet in the state of Missouri, if not the entire Midwest, in old what's-his-name. I'm kidding, of course, but I'd point out that even at the height of Mr. Williams' football powers, Hannibal was never too Aeneas-centric in its approach.
That's always a big thing, we always want a good 3 or 4 running backs ready to go every year, And even with Aeneas the last 4 years, he was never the leading ball carrier. We always had a workhorse back that would allow us to play around with those different things.
And in kind, the Hannibal offense won't rely on any single option moving into its next evolution as well. Obviously, it starts with Mike Ferreira. Excitingly so, given his profile for the work.
He's really developed through his sophomore and junior year as just that downhill runner. He's going to get 5, he's going to get 6 yards regardless of contact.
He just runs really hard, he's hard to tackle, and he just got a lot better.
How well he's done it the last 2 years.
Big moments, because big moments, it just really shows, what you have done and, who you are. So I feel like whenever I'm out on the field in the, like if it's a close game, you got to be mentally locked in, even if you're tired.
And if you haven't seen it yet, how much he has improved even from his baseline.
Because as a sophomore, I came in because Aeneas and Buck and everybody got injured. So, I was the only running back left, so, I had to take a big role. So then from that point forward, I realized that, I got people determined on me and dependent on me. So I started, working harder and, build myself up to take that role.
He has worked his butt off all season long on that footwork, the vision work, and that is something that is going to be a huge improvement coming into this year. He still knows where he gets his stuff, and that's running downhill, but now he's got that little extra that can pop some bigger runs and do some different things.
And as the template for Mike Ferreira's ascent proves, Jeff Geschwinder loves him a counterpunch. Or this year, a whole slew of them.
Cade Hoskins is a kid that's a lot like Mike. He is a downhill, physical runner, but man, he's got the speed and the moves that he can do things, and he's a home run hitter.
I like the role because I like to step up and fill his shoes because we have big shoes to fill with Aeneas being gone.
Darian's got very similar skill set to what Aeneas had. He can get out in the slot and he can catch the ball, he can catch a deep ball, but he's also real sharp running in the box too. And then Landon Essig is another one of those too that can do those different things. He's like a lightning bolt through the box, but he's got the speed to break outside stuff too.
With our backfield, we just have speed everywhere, from Darian to me to Cade to Mike. We're all pretty quick, and that makes us pretty dangerous back there.
When their style is different at practice, people might not realize it, but I watch everybody play. So I kind of take notes from Darian and Cade because, I just can't do it all by myself.
And when you add Waylon to the mix, running the ball, running that option, it can cause some defenses some heck.
But the burden sharing doesn't end with the running backs. The passing game in total must help negate some of the perceived Aeneas problem.
When you add that, we got a good receiving core, young receiving core, but they are extremely talented. They're working their butts off on their blocking schemes as well as they just run great. We don't have crazy speedsters out there, but they run really good routes. They catch the ball and are great on their blocking schemes. So, it's been really nice. Waylon's loving it, being able to spread the ball out. We got a handful of really good tight ends. Trey Hoskins is going to work at a lot of tight end this year, and he is just a beast when he is blocking down. The tight ends that we have, they'd be just good playing offensive line as well. They're nasty enough to really get in the blocking, but they're skilled enough to be able to run good routes and catch the ball. Aiden Scott has been great. We're able to play around with a little bit of double tight stuff. Paris Chappell's worked in, filled in a little bit of a roll getter.
And dearest to Jeff Geschwinder's football-loving heart, there has been the pleasantly uplifting play of Hannibal's rebuilt offensive line.
Darren Landis is a returning starter, you know what I mean? So he's been great. He's been the freaking leader down there with those guys. But we get Patrick Arthod mixed in there. Jonathan Green has been doing great at the other guard. you know, Noah Brown and Nick Thomas, nice, big, tall, athletic guys at tackle. You know, Dallas Zimmer working in there at some spots.
I've been with these boys for a long time, and the progress that we've made from last year to this year, just knowing what we lost and what we have to do, we've made a lot of progress, and them boys are ready.
The one downer in any of this is abbreviated timeline. While the Pirates' end goal is to be in their best offensive rhythm by district time, a brutal opening slate is a potential pitfall to early season traction.
Elias is going to be a beast. I mean, that's all there is to it. You know, and really we just got to be ready to come out and get nasty. You know, they're going to be bigger than us. They always are. But, you know, our guys are ready for the challenge. They remember about that last year. They know they're going to be better this year. And our guys are itching. And I think that's kind of the biggest thing right now. And again, that's been an extremely big focus throughout this preseason, is staying sharp, no mental mistakes, and no mistakes caused by us. And if we can keep those things under control, I feel like we can compete with anybody.
Good recognition, Cam. Here we go, hustle back, hustle back.